Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Jay Wellington Beauregard from Clay County, Illinois, weighing 365 pounds, Frank Wyatt.
Frank Wyatt, a very big man. The new acquisition of Jay Wellington Beauregard, as Jay Wellington mentioned earlier on the show.
One of my biggest complaints a few weeks ago when we saw Frank Wyatt get disqualified against El Matadoro was his lack of control. With a manager in his corner, if he's able to channel that energy, he's going to be one of the most dangerous men in this company.
And his opponent from Plainfield, Wisconsin, weighing 176 pounds, Kyle Sykes.
And Kyle Sykes in this match because his current rival, Chase King, chose Frank Wyatt to be his opponent. It's the whole pick your poison concept here.
So yeah, essentially what happened is Chase King got to pick Kyle Sykes' opponent, and he chose Frank Wyatt. Why not? He's one of the biggest men in Pro Wrestling Collision. And later on tonight, we're going to see Heath Hatton versus Chase King. You know, this is a smart move on their part. Put him against the biggest man in Pro Wrestling Collision and the heavyweight champion.
Wise thinking as big Frank Wyatt just tosses Kyle Sykes.
We should mention on May the 25th, it is going to be Kyle Sykes versus Chase King. They have had an issue since the very first show. What a match that's going to be. Unfortunately, Sykes may not make it to May 25th because Frank Wyatt has proven he doesn't care as he tosses him out of the ring.
And Jay Wellington Beauregard out here without Gaylord Stevens.
Yeah, we saw Gaylord Stevens look very confused a little bit ago. And nice smarts there by Sykes. Nice forearm there. He's got to stay on his feet as much as possible against Wyatt. Can't get down on the mat. Can't be put in a dangerous position. Oh boy, there we go.
Obviously, Wyatt's going to have the strength advantage here.
There's Gaylord Stevens. He's coming out to the ring now, and it's worth pointing out he's not Frank Wyatt's manager, but you know, Jay Wellington Beauregard and Gaylord Stevens have had quite the relationship going, both in Pro Wrestling Collision and even before that. But Wellington is got his own man here in Frank Wyatt, and an even bigger question is, where is Axel? Who attacked him? You know, Gaylord Stevens has launched an investigation. My understanding is he's interviewed a number of wrestlers. Kevin, I don't know if you've been interviewed yet, but he's been trying to harass me the last week or so, trying to find out who's been finding out what happened to Axe.
Yeah, we're going to have to continue to follow this story and figure out exactly what's going on as Kyle Sykes trying to fight his way back up to his feet.
And who knows, we may get some answers May the 25th at the Boys and Girls Club at Survival Mode. The only answer that Sykes is getting is perhaps ow, as Frank Wyatt is decimating him. And look at Wellington using the clipboard to choke Sykes.
Clipboard coming into play here as Gaylord Stevens looking on from the other side of the ring. Cover here, that could be it. Give it to Kyle Sykes for kicking out there.
Give this man a lot of credit. Sykes has shown a ton of heart here as Frank Wyatt continues to dominate. Just a right hand, one shot. Kyle Sykes is down. And that's the difference between these two, you know. It takes 3 or 4 big shots to get Wyatt down, and with one, the same damage is done to Sykes.
Big scoop and slam and plants young Kyle Sykes right into the middle of that ring. And Frank Wyatt is just a behemoth in there.
Good strategy by Sykes. He's got to try to get out of the way and recover. Nicely done.
Rolling out of the way, missing 2 big elbows. Frank Wyatt, and then a
seated senton that missed. And now Sykes can put himself at the top rope here.
And that's exactly where he's going. Kyle Sykes likes to fly.
There's a straight drop kick, and it doesn't knock the big man down, but it sends him in the corner.
And Sykes fighting back here.
Oh! A super kick right to the face. Enziguri follow-up. Wyatt's out of the ring.
And Chase King wisely picking the big man, Frank Wyatt, to be Sykes' opponent, as the two will meet May 25th.
And this is a big difference here. Frank Wyatt in his first match here in Pro Wrestling Collision did not have a manager giving him advice, channeling the energy in a more positive direction.
Look at
this.
this.
Sykes is channeling himself in a big dive off the top. Oh, to the outside. That is a dangerous, dangerous move. But that shows you what Sykes has to do just to get the big man down.
Wow, and Jay Wellington Beauregard is not happy. His face is nearly as red as his ensemble here.
We saw yellow a few weeks ago, then we saw blue, now it's red. He is apparently a primary color fan.
Yes, he is.
I believe in May he's going to start mixing the colors, so I'm really looking forward to that.
And Wyatt amazingly back up and in this matchup as Sykes went flying high and oh!
If his head hit the turnbuckle, I think this would have been over. Off the top and a moonsault.
Look
nice
at that.
and
Can
done.
he hook the leg?
Oh,
Massive tree trunk-like legs, not able to hook it.
just not enough body weight, you know, unfortunately. And
Referee's
Gaylord,
distracted.
and it's easy when you got two guys at ringside to become distracted. And Sykes, lifted up here. This is trouble. That's a buckle bomb. And Wyatt holds on to it and does it again.
A third one. Is he going to do it again? What's he doing?
And referee's calling for the bell. Oh, the referee can't keep control of Frank Wyatt again, and he gets disqualified.
Frank Wyatt
He's got a 5 count, and the referee counted the 5.
can't seem to play by the rules.
This is the second time he's been disqualified, and if Jay Wellington Beauregard can't keep Frank Wyatt controlled, who can?
What is this? King Entertainment now.
Matt and Chase
Come
King,
on!
they're picking the bones of Kyle Sykes. Oh no, they're setting it back in the ring. And Frank Wyatt, Gaylord Stevens doesn't know what to do.
We need to get somebody from the back to come out here and help this kid.
Poor Kyle Sykes is just being decimated.
This is not fair.
Here we go with the K2!
Matt and Chase King have just, as you mentioned, picked the bones, so to speak, of Kyle Sykes. Frank Wyatt did the heavy lifting.
And I understand security's got to keep these fans in line, but they also have to worry about the competitors. Kyle Sykes was just destroyed by the Kings and Frank Wyatt. And again, Gaylord Stevens doesn't know what to make of this. You know, I'm sure he's not a Kyle Sykes fan, but he does not understand what's going on.
Just heard him say it. He doesn't know what's happening.
These King brothers, these half brothers, these are bad, bad men.
Alex Castle, Reed Bentley, Team Overkill. I don't know what your issue is with us. It might be the fact that we beat you a couple episodes ago when we pinned Angelus Lane. I don't know what your problem is with us, why you need to stick your nose in all of our businesses. See, this match was the opportunity for New Millennia, Brandon Espinoza, and Ace Hawkins to show the wrestling world what exactly we are all about by taking on Sugar Dunkerton and Aaron Epic. But instead, you cause chaos, you cause a beatdown, you cause a fight that I don't think you're really ready to start. So you know what? I am done saying what I need to say, and I know that there's another guy over here who's a redhead who's a little bit fired up. Aren't you a little bit, Joey, right?
Zach Sawyers has learned well from Team Overkill. He's learned one thing, and that's how to stick his nose in people's businesses, because they certainly haven't taught him how to win. No.
Didn't beat you.
Exactly.
I guess I'll lay my game down very, very flat to go ahead and end this real quick. You see, I'm noticing a thing with Team Overkill. You just step into people's business, you're all up in other people's stuff. And the thing about it is, you don't know how to close what you open. I mean, you start chapters, but you don't know how to finish the book. So I'll tell you like this. We decided that, you know what, we're tired of being upset by ourselves. We're gonna do something constructive. And that's where we're gonna put all this talent, all this championship experience, all this well-traveledness together. And we are gonna see you on the other side of that ring. And when it's a fair fight, guns blazing, you know good and well, all of you will fall. And for Aaron Epic, who you guys decided that you were gonna take down my best friend, I say this much. You're going to wish you killed him. And by the end of this match, you'll be begging for a bullet before it's over. I think it's that time. I think we can win it. Let's get all up in it.
Running into the 15 to the pin, he's going to score. Untouched. It's a touchdown. Oh my.
1051 Easy A.
Stream professional wrestling from an ever-changing library of great events and network exclusives like the fast-paced Lucha Libre of Chikara and the city-crushing shenanigans of Kaiju Big Battle. All that and a whole lot more coming your way every single month when you subscribe to shop.wrestlingiz.com. Get in on the ground floor of the industry's most groundbreaking groups and at a fraction of the cost of buying DVDs. Wrestling is headed into the digital age, and you can be part of it at shop.wrestlingiz.com.